You're welcome back. You're watching Business Incorporated on Channels Television. China and the United Kingdom have agreed to strengthen financial ties between both countries. The cooperation is said to have entered a golden era during the Luzhou Forum in Shanghai, China.
The China-UK financial cooperation has entered a golden era, according to senior officials from both sides attending the Luzhou Forum 2016 in Shanghai. Officials from financial and banking departments of both countries agree that China plays an increasingly important role in the global financial market in the UK, in the internationalization of RMB, with London now an important offshore RMB market, next only to Hong Kong.
UK-China financial services cooperation has gone from strength to strength, and that the RMB ecosystem in London is thriving.
Gao Yingjin, Executive Vice President of the Bank of China, said the most important indication of the arrival of the golden era is London's irreplaceable role in the internationalization of RMB. He listed some milestones of the two countries' financial cooperation over the past years.
The British government is the first foreign government to issue sovereign bonds in RMB and include it as a reserve currency. The BOC issued the first batch of 5 billion yuan to RMB-denominated notes in London during the Chinese president's visit here in 2015. Last week, the BOC and British bank HSBC together issued the first government bond for China's Ministry of Finance, which is also a milestone.
Meanwhile, the long-awaited Shanghai-London Stock Connect has entered a phase of substantial cooperation, said relevant departments at the forum.
The Stock Connect that we've heard about will be a big step forward for us, and we're working very closely with our colleagues at the CSRC in respect to facilitating that.
Q Bo, Vice General Manager of the Shanghai Stock Exchange, introduced the background of the Shanghai-London Stock Connect.
With the deepening of China-UK financial trade, the SSC and London Stock Exchange also promoted the Shanghai-London Stock Connect to a potential phase of substantial cooperation. This project is under a background that both economies are developing and getting closer. Though the two markets have differences, the increasing needs of economic globalization and international capital allocation, as well as needs for convenient entrance into each other's markets from investors and issuers of both countries, have also brought chances to the organizers of trading markets.
Analysts say the cooperation is a sign of better things to come for both countries.
And it's no longer news that the activities of the Niger Delta Avengers on the oil installation has affected Nigeria's output. Nigeria's oil production has plummeted to a 22-year low. The NDA has shut down 50% of crude production, having forced Chevron and Royal Dutch Shell to close sites since April. Oil exports have dropped from 2.2 million barrels per day to as little as 990,000 barrels at the end of May. The net result is that Nigeria has lost its title as Africa's largest oil producer to Angola. But what should be the way forward? I'm being joined by an Africa analyst at West Sands Advisory Limited in London, Luke DOOGAN. Luke is the author of an article captioned "Deadlier Than Boko Haram: How the Niger Delta Avengers Are Devastating Nigeria." Luke, thank you for your time. Your article, "Deadlier Than Boko Haram: How the Niger Delta Avengers Are Devastating Nigeria," what is it all about?
Essentially, the article is all about the NDA and how it operates within Nigeria, and also it looks at the various links, alleged links that the NDA potentially has to key individuals within Nigeria, i.e. Tampolo, and also alleged links that it does have with individuals within the former Goodluck Jonathan regime. And it also looks at some of the demands that have been issued by the NDA to the federal government in order to sort of facilitate peace.
Now, we've seen the impact of the NDA activities on Nigeria's oil output. What other harm do you think these activities may have had actually on Nigeria's economy?
I think most importantly to note is the fact that the rise of the NDA couldn't have happened at the worst time for Nigeria and for the Buhari government. The country is currently sort of attempting to bounce back from the various Boko Haram atrocities, the global fall in oil prices, and various high-level political scandals and corruption scandals. And while President Buhari has said that he would like to increase foreign investment and diversify the economy, this is going to be very difficult for the government to do, given the current security environment that has been proliferated by the NDA. And I think that the largest impact has been on Nigeria's status as the key investment location in Africa. And naturally, no investors will be willing to engage in Nigeria's various investment opportunities if they're unable to guarantee the safety of their investment as well as the safety of their employees.
The group recently said they're ready to dialogue with the government. From your perspective, what should both parties be looking at?
In this perspective, I think that both parties should look to leave their egos at the door, and they should both come together in order to devise an effective plan to promote peace and to promote a sort of a long-term agreement which will guarantee that their various demands are met to some degree and that peace can be facilitated throughout the Delta region.
Now, if we take a look at the list of conditions the NDA has issued to the government, will the government seriously consider them, and will the NDA be flexible in the demands?
As far as the government's concerned, I think at the moment they are backed into a corner. The NDA have been ruthless in their attacks, and like you mentioned previously, the oil output has been driven to a 22-year low, and the government can't afford to continue to experience these financial difficulties. So from the government's point of view, they do have to move quickly, and they do have to seriously consider the NDA's demands. And in respect of the NDA, I think that their greatest asset at this moment in time is the secrecy that surrounds them. I mean, the government has been unable to identify them or to put pressure on them or to capture some of the key members. So because of that, the NDA at the moment does have the upper hand. And while some of its larger plans or larger demands maybe seem quite grandiose, I don't believe that the NDA will be flexible when it comes to issues such as the cleanup of polluted areas or the continuation of the amnesty program for former militants or for the redistribution of the oil revenues.
Luke DOOGAN, Africa analyst, West Sands Advisory in London. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
We'll go on a break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about the latest figures from the domestic bond market. Please stay with us.